What's going on, guys? Ronnie here with the Local Losers. We're out in the shop. Bo's sick, so I'm flying solo. We're working on my cousin Garrett's 99? I think this is a 99. Skyline R34 GTT. This is a factory turbo, factory manual car. Has 70,000 kilometers on it. Pretty cool car. But that's not the important part. What we are talking about is this right here, okay? Well, I guess none of that's gonna help you. None of that's gonna help you. It's a Link. There we go. Link ECU. So this car is getting a Link G4X plug and play. When you do a lot of things, okay? When you're building something like this, all right? This is our single cab turbo drift truck. You guys can go watch videos on that. You want a good computer. This car came from a different company running, or a country running different fuel. So we want to be able to tune this thing. We want to be able to do the best way we can. So a Link is the option we're going for on this car. And this video isn't specific to Skylines. This is our how to wire up a plug-and-play ECU. It will have some things that are very specific to this car because there are a few things that the Skyline is kind of special on that we got to show you guys how that works. But for the most part, this is going to be like how to wire a sensor, how to pick a plug, how to wire a plug, how to splice into things, stuff like that. We are doing a few different sensors. Let's go over to the car because we have a couple over here already. So sensor number one, intake air temperature sensor. I had to weld a bung on there, get that in there because these cars don't have that. They have a MAF from the factory and it's built into the MAF, and we don't want to use that. We want to use a dedicated sensor. This here is our oil pressure and oil temperature sensor. It's a combo sensor. The thing that stinks about this specific sensor is it's not very expensive, but it just comes with a pigtail. There's no plug, so you have to make a plug, which is fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and run that into the car, and then it'll unplug from the ECU down here in the kick panel. The other sensor we are running is right here. This is our fuel pressure sensor that we're gonna put in. We're also putting in this fuel pressure regulator, and then we have this harness here that plugs into the ECU to make it work. There's one other sensor that you're gonna need when doing this, and that's this guy. This is our wideband O2. My cousin went ahead and went with the CAN Lambda, which is fine, but you can do one of these right here. This is a little AEM gauge, wideband gauge. You pick that thing up with a wideband sensor, like 200 bucks versus like $400 or $500 for the CAN stuff. And that'll work just fine. You just have to hook up, it's 3 wires. One's power, one's ground, and then one is your sensor wire out to the ECU. So pretty simple setup. These are some good sensors. These are the sensors that I kind of recommend to everybody at a bare minimum. If you want more than that, you can always do more than that. My Skyline over there and the hard body, both this and this, boom, boom, both have flex fuel sensors. That way we can run ethanol if we ever want to. This car isn't ever gonna see ethanol. It's not getting turned up from stock power. We just wanna know what's going on and have the ECU have a bunch of control of what's going on here. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm gonna get the stock ECU out and show you what to do after that. Okay, so here it is. We have the stock ECU here. Just gonna go ahead and completely take it apart. All the ones that I've taken apart so far have already been modified. This one was actually completely stock. Had a piece of tape over the connector here. Said something in Japanese, probably warranty void. That's pretty cool. My car had it has an RB25 in it, so it had an R32 ECU in it, so completely different. And then Garrett, he also has a sedan as well as this coupe, and his sedan had a I can't think of the name of the computer, but anyways, it had a aftermarket computer in it already. So there's that. Now, this is the actual ECU, and we got to take out all these little screws here. I don't think that one needed to come out. There's a few screws on the side that are holding some components. Just loosen those up. And you fall right out. So stock ECU out. Now we grab our nice fancy LINK G4X. What's really nice about LINK, obviously anti-static bag, which is cool. And then on top of that, they send you this. This is a grounding strap, which is pretty neat. You're supposed to like wrap around your wrist and stuff. But yeah, we don't need that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys out. So now this guy goes onto this guy like that. Right. We gotta take these screws out here. I don't know if you'll have to take these screws out on all LINK ECUs, or if this is just a Skyline thing. What we're currently doing is kind of a test fit. So we got to get this guy in here where he goes. All right. And then we'll have to see, because we might have to cut the case to fit a few things. The GTT link doesn't have it, but the GTR link does, and that is a built-in MAP pressure gauge. So manifold absolute pressure gauge, or a sensor, and you have to be able to get that out. We also have to be able to get this guy out, and then this harness here is going in here as well, and our CAN bus lambda needs to be able to plug into there. So we do have to do some test fitting, some marking of where we want things to come out. So this guy, we're gonna go ahead and send him out over here. I think we'll just send it straight out. We could come over to here. Let's do that. We'll open up this hole. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up that guy. Then we're gonna notch out this guy right there, like so, for this one. And then we have our CAN 1 plug, which is over here. Grab it so we can look and see how it's gonna go. So here it is, and it just plugs in there. And I don't know if these wires go into there or not. I'm not sure why they have it set up that way, but that's how they have it set up. A little bit annoying, but this guy's pretty small. We might be able to snake him through if we just make that hole a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it out like so. All right, so I'm gonna cut here, cut all that out, and I'm gonna cut here and cut this out, and that'll let our wires come on through. And that's what it looks like. So we got our USB coming out. We got our CAN bus for our Lambda sensor. And then we have our auxiliary plugs here with our auxiliary wires. So pretty simple. Pretty simple. You just plug those in. And yeah, this cover will be coming back off once it's in the car. This thing goes in like so. This is the kick panel. This goes towards your feet. And we'll have to get in there to make sure what these are, wire this stuff up. So we will still be getting in this, but this is the start of it. All right, it's been a couple days. Yesterday I didn't really do anything notable. We were kind of waiting on these plugs. So I got these. They're really big, but they're 6-way connectors. And I didn't realize, I was doing bad math because I didn't think about it, but 2 of these wires for my combo sensor went into 1. So I only needed 4s, but I bought 6s. Anyways, I have intake air temp done. Right, and then this one is fuel pressure done. And now I'm working on my combo sensor, which is probably the most complicated of all of them because this one's 2 wires, this one's 3 wires. They're pretty simple. This one is 5 total wires. You have 2 sensor grounds, a 5-volt power, and then a sensor wire for each device. Luckily, when you order from Low Dollar, which is not who I ordered it from DIY Auto Tune, they send you this sheet because you need this for your breakdown of how to map the things. So these are the mappings. So you'll build these maps, these tables in your map. And then this tells you how it wires up. So with all that being said, we're using these little crimp guys. They're pretty cool. And we're using our pliers. Both of these will be linked down in the description if you guys need some. And we're just crimping wires today. Doing a little crimpy crimp. Nothing spectacular. He has no voice. It's pretty funny. He was sick, so he's waving. One thing I do wish about these pliers is that they were ratcheting of some kind. Just so when I set it down like this, it would hold my pin connector, and it doesn't. And it scares me. It's going to fall out all the time. So here we go. Put your wire in. Move your nippers. Put your other wire in. Come on. And then maybe she'll stay. You can crimp it down. Nope, she's dancing.
You need some sort of jig that holds those together.
It would be nice. They make like those soldering stations.
Oh yeah, they have the little alligator clips.
Yeah. So there we go, crimped. Then I have to use my pliers, pop it out. One left.
Tell them that we're going to do a wiring video, a sensor video, wiring NEC video.
So we eventually, because we have to buy a project first to do this, but we want to do a,
Yes, 460.
we want to do a step-by-step standalone install that's really good. So it'll be like one video for just how to do this and then one video for other stuff. But we're going to start off with like a wiring basics for you guys on how to use a relay. So many people are scared of relays, and relays are like the coolest thing you could ever use in your car when you're adding accessories. So we're gonna go over that, how to make a proper crimp, what kind of things you should be using, you know, what tools are good, what tools are junk, because we've bought both. And, you know, hopefully you guys will have some good information and not be so scared of wiring. Boom. So there's everything done. Here's our little gang. This we'll clean up later once we get it wired to the car. These will all go to the car. And then this goes to one sensor, this goes to another sensor, this goes to another sensor, and it's that simple. So this, I don't believe, but I might have enough, 3, 4, 5, 6, I could do it. So I was thinking about adding this plug here. So then the ECU will have a plug and then this harness will have a plug. But I really don't think there's an advantage to that. I think putting this on the harness from the ECU is just fine, because it's a little harness too that unplugs from the ECU. So I think we'll just leave it like that. We'll just clean this up. This goes this way. And all these just plug right in. And they're all different, so you don't have to worry about mismatching anything. Every plug is different. So that's it for this. Next, we're gonna pull the harness through the car and wire it up and then start installing sensors. We're back.
We are back.
And Bo's voice is back.
My voice is back. I know everybody's glad about that. Looks like we're working on the yellow Skyline today, Garrett's Skyline.
This
We're
video,
doing,
you're in the middle of it.
oh, I'm in the middle of it. So what are we in the middle of?
The wiring and stuff. I'm just putting in this fuel pressure regulator real quick.
Right on.
I had to put in the razor on the floor, but fuel pressure sensor. So that's why we went with an aftermarket regulator, so we can get a fuel pressure sensor on there.
Oh. So what have you already done in this video? Since I'm just walking in.
We put the link in. We wired up that harness that we did just the other day.
I remember that.
And then this is rubbing really bad. That's it so far. So now regulator, which isn't important. I'm not really shooting that. The important part is the other thing that we're doing, wiring all this stuff up. What am I looking for? A ratchet. Extension.
Man, these hand tools sure take forever.
Yeah, they suck. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Hey, if you're watching this video, we got some new shirt designs coming out, so look for that. If you don't know how to buy our stuff, if you go to the descriptions of all of our videos, pretty much, in the description, it will say, buy our stuff. And right below is a link to our website where we sell shirts, stickers. We're gonna be selling hoodies, maybe hats. And we also sell parts. We sell parts like the, hey, turn your mic off for a second. Oh, his mic's off, that's good. So we sell the turbo elbow for hard bodies. Ronnie 3D prints gauge bezels for the skylines. What else do you sell? What else do you make? Do you make other stuff?
Yeah, my wife.
Oh,
Button thing for the BRZ.
the what thing?
A button.
Oh, he also makes a button for the BRZ. It's like a, you know, a little insert for the factory space where something would go, but it's for a button that you can use for pretty much anything. But that's what we sell on our website. So in the description of all our videos, it's right there. This is pretty cool. A combination sensor for oil pressure and oil temperature. I feel like I need one of these. It's like the RX-7 or something. Is that hooked straight to the ECU?
What I'm doing? Or
no,
that?
the combo sensor.
Yes. So it's a little weird because it has 2 sensor grounds, 2 signals, but only one 5-volt in.
Oh.
So it will take up like 2 sensor ports. But
Really? On the ECU?
yeah. But it's real nice because it's one sensor that does both, and that's super sweet. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just routing kind of how I want my wire to go. That's for the fuel pressure. Then we're going to grab our intake air temp one that is somewhere. What did I do with it?
I don't know.
It's not over there. And it doesn't appear to be over here, which is never a good sign. Put your tools up, kids.
It's not this, is it?
No, that's the CAN bus wideband.
Okay.
It's sheathed in this stuff. This expansion braid.
Did you set it right here?
Oh yeah, that is it. Good job.
Oh, that's what I thought. Hey, check it out. It's right there on the floor where it
This.
belongs.
So this will route like so and plug in. Boom. I think I like that. I don't know. Let's go this way. I like that a little better.
So wiring all this up and plugging it all in, will it fire up tonight?
No. So
Does the ECU come with a map or anything? Or
it does,
Oh,
but we
that's
already
nice.
have a tune that we're going to put in this.
Okay.
We're going to start off with the same tune that's in the Silver Skyline.
Okay.
But it won't work. So Link does this really weird thing where they lock the ECU and you cannot get into it until you reach out to the person that sold it to you and get an unlock code.
Okay.
So we won't be able to get into the ECU until Monday, and Garrett has to do all that because he bought it.
Gotcha.
So like I can't do it on his behalf or anything like that. So
Do
I
you
have
know
to get
why
with
they
him.
do that?
They said so that if somebody steals one off a truck, they don't get a free product.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of silly, but kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But anyways, yeah, we have to build a port for the oil pressure sensor, oil temp sensor, the combo sensor. And what else do we have to do? We have to do one other thing. And then we have to wire it up. But we're going to do the sensor first. It's way down in here. Let me get a flashlight. And what's neat about this car, being that it's a GTT, it has a factory oil pressure sensor and an oil temp sensor. So we're going to go ahead and pull the temp sensor. I don't know if you can see it. The light is right on it. Can you see way down in there or no?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. I don't know if the camera can see it, but I can see it. It's
Anyways, it's way down in there. We got to get it unplugged and get it unhooked and unscrewed and screw this guy in. So this is what we're doing. This will go into where it is, and then the factory sensor will go here, and then our aftermarket sensor will go here.
Oh yeah, right on. We've gotten to the point where we're pulling wire through the firewall. You got to pull all that through.
Yeah, we're going out with this stuff. So I got the clothes hanger in, and I'm just gonna wrap these up.
Yeah, specialty tools. Check it out. close hanger. Here's your weekly reminder. If you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel. Or else, or whatever.
Okay.
You got it attached?
Yeah. We're gonna give it some non-lubricant WD-40.
Right on. Let's go.
Okay. All right. You want to go ahead and pull that?
Yeah.
And I'll guide, and we'll fingers crossed it goes through.
Pulling. I feel like it came loose. I got something. Oh, I got it.
Okay, just keep going.
I'm like a fisherman. Look at this. Look at all this wiring. Where's all this spaghetti gonna go?
Okay,
All right.
that's perfect. Perfect. There it is. That's the end.
Sweet. I feel like I'm a kid again, handing Dad tools in the garage. Don't yell at me.
Hold the light.
So we're having some issues with the length of our connectors in here. What are you going to do? Take the whole ECU down?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So just trying to get into her.
So like all the connectors are too short?
Just the CAN bus one for the wideband.
For the O2 sensor?
Yeah.
So is that one from Link? Did they
Yes.
supply that with the ECU, or is that ordered separate, or what?
It's ordered separate. The wideband itself was ordered separate, and then also the wire was ordered separate. And I kind of ordered the wrong one, so a little bit it's on me, but it still would have been short. So it's yeah, not the coolest thing.
So you're going to extend the connector from the ECU to the CAN bus?
Yeah, I'll have it out in just a second.
Stand
I'll
by.
show you what I'm doing.
Dude, I wish this would focus. Ooh, focus. There it is. We're making a twisted pair for the CAN bus thingy.
Jeez. I don't know how long it's going to be, so I made it super long. And then we can always cut it down later. So we're going to tape it in a few spots just to hold it.
Wiring is something that we run into, that we talk to people about, that when we find people are most afraid of. And it's just not something we're afraid of. It's not something that Ronnie's afraid of. I'm not afraid because I have Ronnie here and I just ask him when I have questions. But yeah, when it comes to like wiring and relays and doing stuff like this, like, you know, we got the supplies, we got the friggin' know-how, and we just knock it out. This is how many ECUs that you've wired into vehicles now?
2 in the hard body, 1 in the BRZ, 2 Skylines.
Yeah, so that's
Whatever
pretty
that
good.
is.
Not to mention all of the miscellaneous wiring that we've done in cars and that you did, like on switch panels and stuff like that you've done for this and that.
Yeah. A lot of that on the hard body, trying to get everything like the way I liked it.
When you did this for a living, like working on cars, did you ever have to wire stuff, or did you just order harnesses and stuff?
No, I never had a vehicle that needed a harness. There was a guy It was a Chrysler 300, and the owner put the battery in and hooked it up backwards, fried the entire harness throughout the whole car.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was like $8,000. The dude paid it. He must have loved that car because the car was only worth $8,000, you know?
If that.
So it was a C. It was a Hemi.
Okay.
So, you know. Anyways, I'm going to link a set of these in this video, and I'll show you why.
Those strippers?
Yeah, but they're super sick. They're coming apart, apparently. So I have to go see the Cornwall guy. But anyways, so this right here has this black sheathing over the two wires. And if you grab this guy and you just put him in there, he just strips it off.
Oh, nice.
And he doesn't nick the inside wires. So those are still in perfect condition.
Clever. We'll have to remember to put that in the description of the video.
And so that makes it really nice. When you're stripping wires, they just auto adjust. Like I said, these things are perfect. They haven't been touched. So.
You know what? You're perfect, even though you have been touched.
Thanks. I guess. I guess that's
whatever that means.
So then we're going to be lazy, and we're going to use some of these little white butt guys.
White butts.
White butts.
What are the white butts?
Little.
Oh, just tiny?
Yeah.
Okay. They're smaller than the red ones, I guess.
Yeah, way smaller.
Like 24 to 26 gauge or something.
They say exactly that.
Do they?
Yeah, good.
Whoa, dang, look at me. My big brain.
Just go ahead and crimp a set of these. Luckily, I had a green and white, and the CAN bus for the Link is already green and white.
Dope.
So. Okay, it's been a couple days again. I'm really sorry. I'm doing all this by myself. Bo's on vacation, which is cool. Good for him. But last update, I was talking about doing some wiring, and I've got it all done. So everything's done under here. I made this bracket today to mount the Link CAN Lambda. I threaded the holes on the aluminum, so I got to go get some M7 1.0 bolts to go in there. Hopefully those are easy to find. And I might have to drill out the holes a little bit on there. Anyways, so that's how that's going to go. And then I messed up on a couple wires down in here. So we got to disconnect the battery again, get into the ECU, and change a couple things. I'll show you guys what's going on there. Trying to kind of get you guys in here where you can see. But this is my harness. There you go. Okay, so the brown and gray wire and the blue and white wire, I have to swap those. So this one and that one got to go over there, and those two got to go over here. And the reason is, oops, I don't know. Try and get you up here. This is where you're wiring it to, and there's some things that are said up inside there. And I just wired them up wrong. So I have to go to the volt, and I went to the DI, digital input, and I'm supposed to be on analog input. So that's my fault, like I said. I'm gonna go ahead and swap those around. We'll plug it back in, and then we just gotta set up the fuel pressure sensor and the oil pressure sensor, which I already mapped them into the ECU. We just have to figure out which one's which, and then we're good. So I'm gonna knock that out, and then I'll see you guys right after. All right, guys. So I got those switched, got the fuel pressure and the oil pressure wired up, or not wired up, but set up in the Link, saved, all that's good. So all our sensors are working. We added intake air, fuel pressure, oil pressure, and oil temp. There's another one. What else do we add? There's 4. There's another temp, I think. Intake air temp. That is 4. I'm so stupid. So we added those 4. Intake air temp, oil pressure, fuel pressure, oil temperature. They're all wired up. Everything's good to go. We put in our Link CAN Lambda here. I got to get 2 bolts to bolt that guy down, and that'll be finished. So now for the not so fun part, I got to take the top of this guy apart, get down here to the coil packs, get to cylinder 1 so we can set timing, make sure timing's good to go. Once timing's good, this thing's ready to go to the dyno. So that's the end of this video. If you guys want us to do a more in-depth how to set up an ECU, let us know down in the comments. I really enjoy doing this. It's probably one of my new favorite things to do is putting computers in cars. So if you want to see how it's done, let me know. We'll buy a car, we'll buy a computer, we'll put them together, and we'll show you guys a step-by-step. But anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.